Good morning and welcome back. It is Wednesday, April 4th. It's about 9:30 in the morning. My family is gone for the day. Very exciting. Just a quick coffee talk catch-up video. I've not had a lot of time to do some crafting this week because I've been busy. I've mentioned earlier that I'm working on preparing my Etsy shop, excuse me, for the Mother's and Father's Day seasons. So I've actually made a lot of headway on that. And I've been pretty busy doing that. I was doing that pretty much up until bedtime last night, and excuse me, looking forward to getting back to it a little bit later today. I've also been going through all of my craft stuff and my craft area and doing some purging and reorganizing because it is spring cleaning destash week for me here in the craft area. I already have 3 or 4 different destash videos up and another two planned. I have one that I'm actually going to film when I'm done catching up with you guys with embossing folders. I have a lot of embossing folders. And then the last one, I have a couple of miscellaneous things and also some more stamp sets going up. There's a bunch more stuff that I wanted to do. I wanted to go through all of my papers and my inks and so on and so forth. That might wait for a future destash when I go back through and get everything else. My ultimate goal is to reduce my entire craft stuff by about 25%, preferably even more if I can. And just to, you guys, the links will be below for all of the destash videos if you want to check any of those out. But I do I do plan to not replace those items. Trying to keep down my total amount of stuff because we are moving and I don't even know what we're going to be moving into. I might not even have much of a craft space or whatnot. It's really kind of freeing, I guess, to get rid of some stuff. I'm kind of looking at it as kind of the KonMari way of thinking about your stuff. If something is not bringing me joy or if I've not used it in a long period of time and don't plan to use it, then poof, out it goes. So I did, however, do some shopping yesterday, even though I'm not supposed to be doing any shopping, but I can explain myself, I swear. So my husband, yesterday was his day off, but he still had to work a little bit. He's the manager for a retail store, and he had to supervise, he had to spend about an hour and a half working yesterday supervising a merchandise exchange thing that his company does for all the stores in his district. So he actually had to physically be there and supervise the exchange and make sure that it went well. And I went with him. And it was really cold outside yesterday. It actually started snowing on the way home, and I was not dressed for that kind of cold. So to occupy myself, I walked down the road a little bit while he was busy doing his thing and went to Joann's. And they were doing a big clearance at Joann's, and I didn't really find too much that was exciting. I really just kind of looked around, and there was something else that I got that I forget now what I got, but it was, oh, maybe it was just these things. Oh no, and I got another roll of tape. I already put it away. That's why it's not sparking any memory. So I grabbed another roll of this Ms. Sparkle & Company double-sided tape. I always grab that when I'm in Joann's. And then these are the other things that I got from the clearance section. They were doing an additional 40% off all red ticketed clearance items. So these were marked $3.97, and I think they were like $2.38 or something. Just these very large boxes of acrylic jewels that they're flat on one side that you can, what are they called? Cabochons that you can glue to things for different projects. So these are really large packages, and I don't even intend to keep all of these for myself. It doesn't even say how many are in here, but there's tons. These are good size packages. I plan to use these in my paper crafting kits for the winter. So these aren't even really something that I plan to use for myself, but rather to separate into smaller little bags and put with some paper crafting stuff for my kits at Christmas time. Really good price. I could turn them up, but I thought they were kind of pretty too. So I'll probably end up cracking them open and using a couple for myself. So, when I was done with Joann's, and again, I was just trying to kill time because it was so cold, and I was warm inside Joann's. I didn't really see much. at all. I think our Joann's, I mean, it's not my Joann's because it's not local to me, but we have about 3 different Joann's and an hour in each direction, which I will go to depending on which direction I'm in. I'm traveling at that time. None of them have very impressive paper crafting departments. None of them ever really seem to get anything new or exciting. None of mine anyway carry any stamp sets. They have a couple of die sets for like Sizzix or whatever, but they don't have any stamp sets. They have very little selection in terms of ink pads. Mostly it seems to be a lot of open stock paper. They do have a lot of open stock paper and paper punches. They have a lot of Fiskars paper punches, and they have a lot of Cricut vinyl. And like, that's it. And I'm not interested in pretty much any of those things. So so it's difficult to try to go into Joann's, but I do save my coupons, and because you never know when you need something. My coupons didn't work on anything because everything that I got was clearance or whatever. But anyway, so after that, we went to Michael's just to walk around a little bit. My husband's interested in tie-dye, so he wanted to check and see what they had for tie-dye kits at Michael's. No problem, of course, I'm going to go along. And they did have, on an end cap, they had a whole display of these retro pop little sew-on or stick-on embroidered or patches. They're not all embroidered. Some of them are, they vary a little bit, but they're all these patches. They're normally $2.99 each, and they were on clearance at 70% off, so they were 89 cents a piece. Now, I do not use these myself. I don't have any use for these at all, but I have friends that do. So while I was standing there waiting for my husband, I snapped a picture of this and I sent it to my friends, who all basically placed their orders with me. So I picked up some stuff for them. I actually got more than this, but some of it's already all packed up to pop in the mail to my friends, even with, you know, having to ship it out to them. It's still cheaper than what they can get where they are. So these are actually ready to go to my friend Jen, and I have other ones already all packed up behind me, and an envelope's going to ship out, and kind of one of them going to Canada, and she had me take the patch out of the package even and just slip them right into an envelope, because they can go right into a first class letter envelope to Canada with a $1.15 stamp. So doing stuff with friends. So also, oops, that's my little sticky notes. Also at Michael's, I was just kind of wandering around, and they had a whole, in their dollar bins at the end of the aisles or whatever, they had these new Craftsmart stamp and die sets, and these were only $2. They had a bunch of them, but as I'm trying not to collect and hoard, I didn't get a bunch, but this llama one really appealed to me, and I thought that was really cute, so I just grabbed the llama one. But they have a bunch of different ones if you're interested. Again, I would have grabbed, the old me would have grabbed them all so that I could have all of them, but I actually have immediate ideas for something I'm going to do with these. So there you go, $2. And the last thing that I grabbed that I was kind of curious about at Michael's, I had a coupon for watercolors, and I ended up not using the coupon because I found this set cheaper than with the coupon. I've been using the palette of inexpensive watercolors, and I'm kind of at the point where I'm running out, so I thought that I would give these squeeze tubes a try. Now, watercoloring is not something that I'm very good at. But I do enjoy doing it, even though I'm terrible at it. It's never worth it for me, with my particular skill set and talent, to invest in some decent stuff. So I think these are just beginner grade, maybe even children's grade watercolors. And I've never used the squeeze tube watercolors before, so I'm a little bit excited about that. So I think all in all, including all of the patches that I grabbed for my friends, I think I probably spent maybe only $25 on all of that stuff. And then, of course, like $6 or whatever at Joann's. That's pretty much all that I have going. I am still busy with as I've already bored you guys, but I'm busy with my craft purge, so I'm going to be filming all of the embossing folders coming up next here in a few minutes. I might have a little bit more coffee. today, just some more housework. We're still really behind on laundry. And of course, traveling all day yesterday with my husband, still even more behind on laundry. My husband took me out to lunch yesterday. And we went to a Denny's. And I had not been to a Denny's in a really long time. And, you know, you think greasy diner food, and it's like, oh my God, we're both going to die. Because he and I are both on, you know, pretty strict doctor-enforced diets. So we went in there, and they actually had some stuff that looked okay on the menu. We ordered a turkey sandwich without the fries. We asked, because you can substitute, so we got turkey sandwich with the fruit, and then we ordered a salad with grilled chicken on it. And we figured we would split the salad, and then we would each have half the sandwich, and it would be like a perfect lunch. So our food comes. The salad, the lettuce was all like brown and rusty. And the chicken tasted really spicy, like they put some kind of what is the word? Like buffalo sauce on it, but it didn't look like, it wasn't orange or anything. It was just really spicy and really unpleasant to eat. And then the turkey sandwich is supposed to be like nice thin slices of turkey, had like a small like cross section of like a turkey loaf. It was not very good. So unfortunately, we probably will not be going to another Denny's anytime soon. But I just wanted to point out that it was very nice of my husband to take me out to lunch yesterday. He is not normally prone to he's a very kind man, but he's not normally prone to sweeping gestures like, you know, taking his wife out to lunch. So, okay, my purge is not limited to just my craft stuff, guys. I have quite a large collection of DVDs and also books that I'm trying to go through as best as I can access them. In terms of those things, I don't use them as frequently. I go to the library a lot for my books, and also I don't watch a lot of TV or whatever, so the way that our living area is set up, it's just really hard to access that stuff. So I'm kind of just trying to go through what I can get through. And I was going through my little box of DVDs that I pulled out this morning, and look what I found. Ah! Obviously, this will not be purged ever, but I'm super excited, and I already popped this into my DVD player. Look at that, a young Colin Firth. Love him. This is actually not even my favorite Jane Austen story. My favorite is Persuasion is my favorite, and I like the oh gosh, I forget the actors' names. The movie version of it. There's one that's my particular favorite, but that's my favorite Jane Austen story. But I do still love Pride and Prejudice, but of course, who doesn't love Colin Firth in an entire miniseries, right? Everybody does. So I popped this into the DVD player this morning. I'm already like an episode in, so so when I'm not filming anything this morning, I will be with Colin Firth if anyone needs me. And of course, I'm purging stuff from there in my books. I will, however, not bore you guys with doing Destash movie and books. You too. I promise, just crafty stuff, because that's kind of my primary interest in what my subscribers seem to primarily be interested in as well. Anyway, so that's what I have just to catch up. You guys enjoy the rest of your week. I'm hoping to make another quick just check-in with you guys video aside from Destash before the weekend, but we'll see how it goes. If I don't happen to see you before then, have a nice weekend. I'll talk to you later. Bye.